Hey everyone, recently I found a t-shirt design style that is super popular on Etsy as well as Amazon, and I want to show you how to create it in just 4 steps in Affinity by Canva for free. So here's the design style that I'm talking about. I'm going to show you a bunch of them, but the main thing is this rounded rectangle right here. It's kind of a vintage poster style that has a rounded rectangle around it, but there's some text breaking through or graphics breaking through. And I'm using Profit Tree to show you how many sales they have. So this is Etsy Radar using Profit Tree. I'll put a link in the description if you want to see it. Basically, Profit Tree shows you these kinds of data points and can help you see which kinds of things are selling. And right now they have the deal where it's $67 one-time fee, and you can still see all of these things. So that's what I'm using. So you can see this one, total revenue $341. It's selling. Here's another one, same round rectangle right here. This one has a total revenue of 2,000, 4,000 monthly revenue. Look at this one, the rounded rectangle again with the text breaking through it. 3,000 total revenue. Another one right here. You can see this is very popular. $5,000 revenue on this one, 27 sales. And lastly, but not the last one, this is just a few of them that I found. Rounded rectangle again. You can see the vintage kind of text here. $9,000 revenue, already 4,000 this month. So that's Etsy. And with Flying Research, you can see the things on Amazon. So I'll put a link for Flying Research as well. They're having a 30% discount here if you want to try it. And you can see the prices on there. But look at this one. 312 BSR, over 15 sold already. 18 sold already in the last 30 days, I think. 249 BSR. Again, the rounded rectangle, right? They all have that rounded rectangle here. So I'm going to show you, that's one of the basis of it. And you can do that in Affinity by Canva. That's step 1, is to make the rounded rectangle. And it's just 2 lines. See, 2 lines, a thick one and a thin one, or 2 different colors, 2 different colors here, and 2 different colors here. So let's get into Affinity by Canva. I'm going to show you step by step on how to make these yourself and hopefully get you some sales, whether you're selling on Etsy or Amazon. All right, so here I am in Affinity by Canva. You can get this absolutely for free. I'll put a link in the description. And let me show you some that I made here, all in Affinity by Canva. So you can see the 2 rounded rectangles here. I got this graphic from Canva. So if you have a Canva subscription, great. I got this graphic from Creative Fabrica. And I created this one with AI, or AI created it for me, just with a prompt. So either way, whatever you have, you can create it in AI for free, remove the background, and do it that way. So let me show you exactly how I did it. Here's some examples again from what we just saw. So I'm just going to copy an artboard down here. I'll get rid of these just so we can start from scratch. Boom. Okay, so this artboard has nothing in it. There it is right there. First thing we're going to do, step 1, is to create a rounded rectangle. And that's really easy to do with Affinity by Canva. All you do is go to your rectangle tool, click on that, make your rectangle just like this. Make sure you have a stroke. So this is the stroke, this is the fill. You don't need the fill, so get rid of the fill here. Have the stroke here. You can make it any color you want. I'm doing green because of St. Patrick's Day, but you saw examples of different colors there. And the way you make it rounded is up here. So the corner, rounded. Boom. And you don't have to do 25%. I would say somewhere around here. You can kind of eyeball it. For me, this is 6%. And there you go. So of course we'll need 2 of them. So I'm going to click on this. You can do Command J to duplicate. So Command J, boom. And then you see there's 2 right here. I'm going to pick the one underneath and then just bring it in just a little bit on here like that. Now you'll notice that the round rectangle is too big here, but first let's make sure they're evenly spaced. So we can grab both of these here. You can see both of these here and kind of use this right here, align horizontal, boom, align vertical, boom, and there you go. So that's a little more even. It looks like there's more on top than the bottom, so we can kind of bring this in, the one on the inside a little bit. Let's do that, and good. Okay, so let's do that again. Align, align, boom. That looks great. So you notice the corners though don't look great. So we're gonna have to take this corner on the inside one and change it. There you go, see that? So in this case, we're gonna eyeball it and do 4. So this one here is 6, and this one here is 4, just to kind of give the same flow right there. And then of course we're gonna change the color of this one. We can make it lighter, so it's not the same color. So we're just gonna bring down like that. There you go, that is step 1, easy peasy. Step 2 will be putting in the text. The text I'm using, I'm gonna click on here, the text tool. See that artistic text tool? Just click on here and type what we're gonna type. This one is saying, if I shenan once, I will shenan again. So I'll just do if I, and the font I'm using is a vintage font, and I found this on the font for free. I'm gonna tell you the name right here. It's called Subway. And here it is on the font. Look for 100% free fonts on there, but you can use any vintage style font. That's kind of the thing. A little thicker, we saw some of those. Look at these, they're not all the same font, but they usually have a serif on them, or maybe a thick cursive one here. So those are some examples of fonts. This is not exactly any of those fonts. I just found a different one. And then if I, and what did I do? Shenan once. Let me copy this. So I'm going to click on this and then drag it down. Option click drag for a copy. Shenan, I have it all caps. Nan once. Let's do this again. Click option drag once like this. And then I will shenan again, right? So bringing it down, option click drag. I will option click drag again. Shenan again. Shenan again. Boom. Now this was at the bottom underneath. It can break it, but I like doing it right here. And if we need to move both of these up, just click both of these and drag it up like that, just to make room. Boom. Now I made this one white. A lot of times they have 2 different colors, you'll notice. This one didn't. This kind of is the same color, but there's 2 colors, 2 different colors. So that's what I did. So this one I made white. Boom. Easy. Oh, not outline. White fill here. Okay. There you go. And this one I just kept the same color. You can keep it the same color as one of these. I might make it the lighter color here. So maybe that one. Boom. And then this one is kind of breaking it, so I'll just do that. And then notice that a lot of times these are italic, or at least at an angle. So that's what I'm going to do. Just trying to follow this. I'm going to turn it just right here. You just pick the corner and kind of turn it like that. And then it looks like it's a lot bigger what I did here. So I'm going to turn it just to have the same angle and make it bigger. Whoa, that I think feel like that's too big. Let me move this here. Maybe like this. I kind of want to break the edges on here too, just to give it some cool things here to break it. It feels good to break the edges here, just so it gives it some interest there. And then these 2 I believe I made white as well. Boom. And then this one will color the same color as that light one. There you go. Okay, next thing, that's text. That's step 2, is put in your text. I know the lines are behind it. That's going to be step 4, is removing the lines. So I'll show you how to do that. Next thing is to find a graphic. So I found these on Canva. Like I said, I found this one on create a Fabrica, and I made this one, or AI made this one for me. So let's just grab this one just so we have something. I'm not going to show you how to do it. You can go whichever way you get your graphics. Let's just say we bring it in here. I'll bring this one down here. All right. And then usually put this in the back. So on here, go over here at the top and it says move to back. See that? Boom. All right, the last step is to make sure that we don't have these lines touching here. And there's lots of ways you could do it. You could mask it out. I'm just gonna draw really simple with the pen tool where I want it to erase, and then I'm gonna erase it using the filter. So I'll move myself here this time, and we see that we have these two here. I'm gonna group the two frames here, the round rectangles, Command G here, that's grouped. And then above it, so right there, I'm gonna start drawing with my pen tool. So here's the pen tool, and I'm just gonna go here, click here, kind of down. Make sure that we're, don't do the stroke. We're gonna do the fill, but not yet. So let's just go here. I may want to just cut it right here. So let me go back. I'm gonna come back down here, remove the stroke, come over here, maybe come down on this one. Yes, and then we'll come over here where we want to go above this one, kind of cut that. So we're just doing like a cut where I want it. And we can move this around later. Let's see. So we don't want to cut through here, so let's just come down here. I think everything here is fine. This is where we want to cut again. Come down like this. Going over here. Maybe come up like this, you know. And then we'll come around, not touch the frame here. Here's where we want to kind of go out and in, and maybe out here like this, following this edge, kind of like there's an outline there. Same thing over here with the S, kind of curving in here and curving around here. This will all make sense when I get done. Whoops. Holding down Control there, and then coming here like this. All right. Now we can fill it so that we can see how this works. I'm going to just do that and make sure this is behind here. Let's move all of this behind now, behind the graphic. So move behind, move to back, boom. So there we go. We can kind of see how we cut out the lines. Now if we want this a little thicker, let's come here and move the line up a little bit. Gives us some space like that. Okay, so we come around, kind of check this, like do we want that to come out a little bit more? Do we want this to come out maybe a little bit more? Maybe this is rounded a little bit more. Can do that if we want. See how we do over here. Yeah, this is looking okay. Moving, we can move the points around a little bit, right? Maybe even like that, I think would work. Moving this up like that. I think that's fine. That's fine. And let's see how it looks. Great. So right now it's just black. So if we change the background on this, for example, to gray, we're going to see that black outline, right? But that's not what we want. We want it to mask it out. So let's do this curve and this group and hit Command G and group it. So now it's one thing. And this curve, this top curve in the group, we're just going to go down here to erase. Ta-da! Perfect, right? Now we could do the same thing if we wanted to mask out their feet, but we're not going to do that. But that's how you get rid of the lines. You just come in here. One way to get rid of the lines, you could also mask it with the pixel part or use the mask here. But I think that's a real easy way to just come in here with your pen tool, and gives you good practice with the pen tool. So there you go. Those 4 steps is all you need to create this design. Make the rounded rectangle, 2 of them, right? put in your text, whatever it is, go do some research. I like doing it on a slant here because a lot of them are doing that. Make sure to use a vintage font. Find a graphic that fits in here, and then mask out the parts where you want the text to overlap the lines and kind of mask it out here. And there you go. You can see I've done this for multiple ones here. I think it works with this kind of designs too. I would say use AI to create some vintage artwork, because I think that works the best, is the vintage kind of stuff. But I like how this one turned out, and this was all done in Affinity Designer. These stars here, these lines, and I used the same font there for it. So try it out. A lot of times you can do it on a dark background, but you can see some of them, at least this one was done on a light background, so you can try both for it. So have fun with this one. I think it's super popular right now and can be done with any niche, including St. Patrick's Day and other holidays in the future. So there you go. Hopefully that tutorial is really helpful. Remember, if you want to see how popular some of these designs are, make sure to get Profit Tree and or Flying Research. I'll put a link into the bottom. Thanks again for watching, and if you want to see another tutorial with Affinity by Canva, check out this one right here where I show you how to do that swirl design that's really popular for Pi Day. So try that out. Have fun with that one. Thanks again for watching, and as always, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.